Okay, it's time to see how this story ends. The songs of distant trees. Ah, there you are, Losira. All the greenery starts to blur together after a while, doesn't it? Have you learned your way around? I know it like my own backyard. At last, I return. Vast as these ruins are, I do believe that I have officially named everything. Welcome back, Naming Way. I saw your submissions on my Excel tablet, and suffice to say, they're already a hit with the crew. Glad to be of service as always, and I look forward to sharing my many discoveries. In the meantime, we've been investigating the inner workings of Grandma Laurel. There's a green crystal at her core, not unlike the euhedron on Auxesia. In this case, however, the problem isn't a mere lack of ether, but also old age wearing down the components. Thus, I asked Elise and her team to make careful repairs alongside their analysis, and guess what? Owing to the knowledge gained on Auxesia, she says they're already nearly done. So what say you pay our dear grandma a visit, Okay, let's go see. What will we learn at Grandma Laurel? Almost there. Look at this place. This is amazing. This music never gets old to me. I love this. Oh, Grandma Laurel, what sage wisdom have you for us? Right then, let's go inside and see how the team is faring. Good timing, you lot. Now that we've fixed it up, we believe this arcane circuit can reactivate the core system. We need only supply ether of like signature. We were just about to give it a go. Drunk network sleep mode disengaged. Redefining chlorophyll protocols. Is that a Voyager? Did they just speak to us? Wait, that wasn't the Echo? I can think of no explanation but that in order to bypass the language barrier, this entity has attuned to our very minds. Protocols active. Heed us, Shatterer of Slumber. Though this synthesis of knowledge do we who chose peace speak unto you. But to whom do we speak? To what end would you bid us part from ambrosial dream? We hail from stars beyond, seeking the wisdom of our forebears in cosmic sojourn. Ew, that's not easy. Essentially, we found our navigational chart on a gravity-torn star and wanted to know more about you. Does that make sense? Exildra, the wasteland, long has been since we were forced to abandon it. You have traveled far. Tell us more. After you left, did you continue to voyage there regularly for supplies of ore? And what was it not that overuse of gravitational magics which created the anomalies that exist there today? How accurate is my hypothesis? An impressive deduction in harmony with the truth. Such intelligence in itself is an unreliable indication, but your organic pulses bespeak no savagery. This is well. Had you any ill intent toward us or our star, we would have been forced to take certain measures. But if you seek only to know the forest, then we may grant you a guide. What is your answer? Setting aside the troubled nature of your other statements, yes, I think that sounds lovely. What's happening? Receive of us this terminal bud. So long as you show us no hostility, we will cooperate in kind. More lifelike than a mammoth, yet unmistakably inorganic. And you say it has all knowledge of the star? Think of the impact this will have on our research. The bliss of corrections and corroborations. We simply must seize this chance. I confess, I've seen quite a bit of your star already and given names to all my favorite sites. In fact, I was planning to take Losira here on a grand tour and tell her all about them, but frankly, I'd rather hear your names. Our names? Then perhaps you would care to know what we call ourselves. Naglevi. Okay, so now our Voyagers have a name. The chance to speak to a Voyager? Oh, is it many Voyagers? Either way, it's as if all my name days came at once. We are a terminal of the Trunk Network, a branch briefly split from the Great Tree. Oh, Losira, what a grand opportunity this is. Come, let us learn of the Naglevi and their home. Each bud is rooted unseen to the Trunk Network. All that is witnessed, every word spoken flows as fallen rain through the forest. A direct connection to the mainframe, I suppose. Splendid! There is not like to be more reliable guide. Okay, let's go see. Okay, we're all together. Let's go. It all looks so small from up here, doesn't it? Puts one in mind of an elder watching over their little ones. That's what inspired the names of Grandma Laurel, the purposefully positioned towerlings, and the family netroot, which connects them. Family takes many forms in the cosmos. Our new generations would sprout every few turns of the sun, following the great pollination. We Loprids are mostly familiar with the life cycles of the people of Etheris. I imagine much is different for botanical beings like yourselves. Our fair city alive once more, it has grown in unexpected ways through your interventions, but not unpleasant ones. It all looks so small from up here, doesn't it? Puts them in the mind of an elder watching over their little ones. That's what inspired the names of Grandma Laurel. Have to repeat that a little bit. Okay, next spot. Given the placement of Grandma Laurel, I inferred that this must be the city center, hence Core Shroud. Similarly, we called the region Auxesia, in our words, Central Administration. Great minds think alike then. I can imagine large crowds commuting up and down these streets. There was a sizable population of Naglivi prior to your slumber, I hope. Did they all look like you? Just so. We were born of seed and soil. As eons passed, our roots grew, and the star's sacred power granted us autonomy. You call this power ether or magic. As our understanding of it blossomed, we shaped forest into foundation, city into civilization. You would be right at home in the Twelves Wood. But while we had our suspicions, it's almost unbelievable that this was constructed through purely arcane means. Yet you are possessed of skills honed without the use of any sacred power. To us, that is a miracle. Ah, but we Loperids were blessed with talents by dint of our creation. Far more special are our contributors from Aetheris, like Losira. They began entirely from scratch. This cultural exchange is off to a fascinating start, is it not? Next, let us show our new friend where we conduct our many operations. We had not anticipated interstellar visitors, but nevertheless, we welcome you. This tour shall be all the more edifying for the presence of a proper guide. See some other people here. Cool. Still with me? Okay, let's go. I love the view going up and down this thing. Chilling with the Naglivi. This form makes traversal tiresome. If only we could wield our displacement powers. We've been making use of transport vessels and drones left scattered around. Timber drones, I call them. Are they Naglivi inventions? Yes, we built roads to bridge the treetops, then developed vehicles to facilitate high-speed travel. Teleportation, too, was common. Meanwhile, the flying Zero cared for the trees, orbiting the city to bathe each in light in its turn. Little wonder the city fell into disrepair without them. Good infrastructure requires upkeep. Everything from street sweeping to floodplain management. We've been making use of the transport vessels and drones left scattered around. Timber drones, I call them. Okay, we did this already. No new text. Okay, where to next? Looks like we're headed for Timber Lodge. Here we are at the Timber Lodge, local outpost for the Cosmic Exploration Initiative and point of origin for all our expeditions, be they on foot or by starship. This served as a harbor for we Naglavi as well. We would first teleport ourselves to one of the 3 moons, and from there journey into the stars. Ah, of course! Alternating relay points would necessarily reduce the strain inflicted by the gravitational magics, explaining the absence of anomalies like those we found on Auxesia. Yes, as a result, we did not realize our sacred power could have such adverse effects. When we alighted upon the wasteland star, we discovered a mystical stone, like unto the dew of 1,000 trees. A mere pebble was enough to make the spirit flourish, allowing the sacred power within us to grow all the more. And so poor Auxesia's fate was sealed, as is ours, since I've decided we're off to Peleus Pergola next. I have more questions that want for answers. Okay, next destination. Peleus Pergola. Might this region hold more special significance to the Naglavi? Perceptive. Once this was Tolgia Zephyr, where we luxuriated in the sun's blessing. But as the veins of dewstone ran dry, we began to wither. A choice was upon us: seek a substitute from another star, or suffer stagnation without the sacred power. Some courageous few journeyed back into the great expanse, never to be heard from again. We are those who remain. Forgive me, I was rather hoping to cheer you up, but I think I see the full picture. You are fighting for the hope of tomorrow, just as we did under the threat of the final days. And you know, no matter the outcome, I think that in itself is quite admirable. We are grateful for your kind words. Last but not least, I say we take a moment to contemplate the fruitful union of city and woodland, to full bloom gardens. Okay, let's see how we're gonna get there this time. Okay, here we go. This way. This tour shall be all the more edifying for the presence of a proper expert. On Etheris, it is quite uncommon to see paved roads so close to the murmur of fountains and forests. Is there anything in particular that stands out to you, Losira? Those granny nickels are made of solid metal and consequently weigh a tons apiece. In a city of green, the glint is harsh indeed. We call them miek yam yidye, root silver fruit. Though they would appear to have fallen from the trees, they rise up from within the earth. During the time of our interstellar excursions, it was a rare source of workable metal. Yet, even aided by sacred power, we struggled to sculpt it. Could it be that your arcane manipulation of plants inadvertently causes these metals to clump up? I should like to get an alchemist's opinion. Behold, the trilattice facades, named for the eye-catching windows, naturally. Were these your homes? We called them Yonjilin Fier, or sunlit greenhouses. Most served as residences or facilities seeing daily use. Just as I thought, the expedition team found them empty, so any further details you can provide would be much appreciated. This blushing beauty is a dayspring dew tree, named for its resemblance to the seasonal blossoms of the Far East. That is the Vieux Applier, meaning leaves of eternal spring. Spring is, oh, that you know of this concept would suggest your star has seasons as well. Auxesia has a temperate climate with 9 distinct stages of spring. Throughout it all, the Vieux Applier never sheds its leaves. To the south is the rooting towerling and massive growths of indolcolite, larger than even the euhedron on Auxesia. A logistical nightmare to transport, was it not? Ah, no. The Xyalilina was much smaller when we harvested it from the wasteland. We did not learn until later that it grows with exposure to ambient ether. Like the dewstone, it was a vital resource upon which we grew reliant for the maintenance of our infrastructure. The dewstone, however, was used on most all occasions that we called upon the sacred power. Eventually, our stores were exhausted, leaving only a fraction deep within the city's core. That explains the visible absence of Jasper here. Its loss must have been a crisis indeed. These gallant gantries are known as Auxesian waygates. I recall seeing similar structures in Garlemald. How were these used, I wonder? To disseminate news and notices of congested areas to those in wheeled vessels. We regret this is likely more mundane than you had hoped. Not at all. Quite futuristic from our perspective. The city must have been breathtaking back when you had the mineral resources to power it. The great roadway that links each substructure is called the Emerald Nervure. Be sure to watch your step. To us, this was simply Central 3. That which plummets is most often salvaged by the branches below. Below, concentric rivers embrace the great tree, forming the wetland reservoir. This may well be the most fascinating aspect of Nagluvi civilization, the interplay between natural resources and advanced infrastructure. The words spoken unto this terminal are shared with the forest, but worry not, for they shall bear no judgment. What of us nourishes your mind? How will you water us in kind? Already your admiration of our roots and branches is pleasant as a spring breeze. Goodness, we've learned so much. Have your burgeoning questions been tended to, or shall we request another sprinkling of insight? My garden of knowledge has been thoroughly watered. Wonderful! I myself have greatly enjoyed the contrast between the names I coined and the Nagluvi originals. That is well. Likewise, our first brush with extraterrestrials has been a novel experience. Ah yes, I expect such encounters are exceedingly uncommon. All the more reason to celebrate ours. Incidentally, pray forgive me the impertinent question, but where do your bodies rest? Is there a facility we've simply yet to find? Our bodies? Those who remain on this star chose to lay roots deep. Entwined in sleep, we lift our arms to the sun. The rustling of leaves are hymn to the Can you not hear us? You mean to say the trees of Auxesia? Together we endure through ages untold. No one exists among the many. There is only the forest. And the forest sleeps, memories indistinguishable from dreams, fleeting as bubbles in a stream. The bud which you speak to, too, is part of the system that safeguards our slumber. But even in our stillness, the forest grows, feeding upon the stars' remaining power. Without our former bodies, we are powerless to prune as we must. stasis by which we hope to staunch our avarice sowed the seeds of our destruction. As millennia passed and engorged tendrils began to throttle the natural order, our systems failed, and we lay dreaming. Had you and yours not arrived, one day we would have withered and never even noticed we were rotting. That to us would be the only true death. Dear me, how dreadful. Imagine our surprise to find instead the suffocating shroud trimmed back, relieving the undue strain upon the star. Our once forsaken city pulses with new life, our trees anointed and with new names. We are happy. In your coming, you have healed our home. Then the long journey was worth every mile. And with such wonderful traveling companions too. Joy shared is joy double, wouldn't you say, Losira? Speaking of which, I expect Searching One will want to hear of this. Both of you, pray accompany me back to his side, post haste. Okay, back to Searching Way. Wow, I guess that is the mystery of Auxesia. You came at the right time, a good time. So not quite as dramatic as one might have imagined, but interesting. I guess you could say we couldn't see the trees for the forest. You could say that. Silly me, I can't stop smiling. Where to even begin? Though our intent was to teach, we found ourselves in light. Welcome back, you lot. Anything of interest? Welcome back, my friends. How was it seeing the sights with a native of Auxesia? They had much to teach us about their history, and that was only the beginning. Their terminology was no less interesting than yours. Yes, I had wanted to mention that especially, and also I am speechless. To think our exploration of Auxesia was a matter of life and death for the Naglevi themselves. No researcher could ask for better results. On behalf of the forest, you have our gratitude, but that you preserved us in our slumber isn't the half of it. You sought to know of us, to entwine your roots with ours. Wheresoever your path wends, henceforth we go with you, until our canopy reaches across the stars. May you share in the joy of it. To humble explorers like myself and my comrades, such words are an honor indeed. Yet it will take time to develop a full understanding of Auxesia's erstwhile civilization, half buried as it is. To that end, there's plenty more I would learn about your people. If we're to be stewards of your story, we must needs recount it with clarity. Rest assured, the research team will spare no effort, be it on Auxesia, Oasis, Phana, or any stars we may hope to reach in the future. This journey beyond the theorists has had a great influence upon my outlook as a scholar. Working on the Ragnarok, my conviction was that a civilization could never truly outlive its architects. Even as I desperately filled the Bibliotheca Historica, it was in service of our people's survival rather than that of the knowledge itself. But if on some distant day others might come to see us as we see the Naglevi, perhaps that legacy is enough. Hear, hear, and what Loperit hasn't found something worth carrying back with them on this grand venture? Whether it be a star's sordid history, a brilliant innovation, or a desperate dream, naught needs wither so long as we're here to tend the garden. As a token of our budding connection, we offer this terminal to take on your journey. Through its eyes will we see pleasant dreams a while longer. Very well. Might we entrust it unto your care, Losira? Sure. Ahem, I dare say our new traveling companion is in need of a proper name. Yes? Let's discuss. To restore radiance to a city, to breathe new life into its leaves, it feels as though we've achieved something truly special. But the Cosmic Exploration Initiative has only just sprouted. Star by star, will one day lay roots across the universe. But V. As you have completed 50 stellar missions on Auxesia, you are eligible to undertake an additional quest. Seek out Mumiko to learn of ways you might further benefit the initiative. Furthermore, something appears to be weighing on Naming Way's mind. Speak to Searching Way, and perhaps you can be of assistance. Please be mindful of your character level when exiting Cosmic Exploration Zones. Okay. Wow, so I guess that's it for the story of Auxesia and the Neglevi. If you've come this far in this journey with me, thank you very much for the company. Whether it has been live over many stories throughout Cosmic Exploration, or if you're just watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for joining. Until next time, whenever that might be, may all of your initiatives be cosmic.